Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, singles and pringles. Today, we're going to be talking about how to find love as a new immigrant. Being a new immigrant is hard already. You're trying to figure out how to find a job, you're trying to figure out your taxes, finding a rent, and so on and so forth. And boom, you realize, who would I be doing soft life with and movie night? Finding love in the UK, US, or Canada, or even any other country as an immigrant is a lot of work. And today I'm going to be sharing with you how to navigate this aspect of life like a pro. Before I go into sharing the tips and also talking about the downside of dating as an immigrant, let's start with the bright side. The first thing is that people are more open-minded. You know, one of the biggest advantage of dating overseas is that people are more open-minded here. You know, forget all this, your tribe, your state-to-state marriage or whatever. In this place, love has no bound. If you vibe, you vibe. If you know vibe, you know vibe. So there isn't a lockdown on you have to be from this place or that. No, no, no. Another good side is the opportunity to learn new things. You know, dating someone from a different cultural background, different exposure to life is going to give you a platform to learn new things, new music, new tradition, new food, especially the new food. Because yeah, I love varieties, I love trying new things. Another advantage is that you get to experience a more organized dating scene, because most of the time, especially back home, there's a lot of undefined relationships that many young adults experience. However, in countries like Canada, in the United States, they are one of the things that I love is that they are as real as possible. Of course, I'm not saying in totality everybody falls into these categories, but majority of them is just a cultural thing. Because back home, you know, we have this mindset of respect that has been instilled into us, and you know, there's this thing that, especially coming from Nigeria and the Yoruba part of Nigeria, we've been trained to always respect our elders, respect people, and we are not to talk even when things are not going well, because they say it's not your responsibility to correct your elder. So that training has instilled a kind of reset button in our brain whereby we just go with the flow even when things are not right. We have naturally adapted to that system. So we barely talk, we barely voice out, we barely give a clear definition of what is happening. But in most of these advanced countries, they don't send your papa, they don't they don't send you. Like, if a lady likes you, she lets you know. If she doesn't, she gives you the signal. Like, they don't go like this. So, and one of the benefits of that is that you get to meet realness, to a very large extent. You get to know the definition of your relationship. If he or she has not said anything positive, then there's nothing happening. It's very simple. Unlike back home, where a lot of people, in short, I have met I've met people who have been in a relationship and they don't even know when they asked themselves out. They just found themselves there and they moved with the flow. But over here you get to experience that sanity where you know that this is defined and this is clear. Another big benefit is a genuine romantic gesture. This one I am big on this because, like I said, now I love my country because there's a lot of benefits. The other time I spoke about respect is very good. Only that sometimes they go to extreme. So the only part of my country that I do not enjoy so much and appreciate is the extreme part. But however, another area where most Africans, particularly Nigerians, find it hard, to express is the romantic gesture. A lot of people have been brought up to be hard guy, hard girl, and I can't blame them. See, Nigeria's situation warrants that you become hard, But however, in most countries like the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, you will get to experience a level of romance in a way you've never seen before. Like, you will see a lady buy you flowers. For how many guys have received flowers in Nigeria? Even if you give a lady flower, you'll just be looking and you tell her this flower is 100,000. She oh God. She cannot relate because she's like, why will you spend on 100K on flowers when you could have just given me the money or buy me food at least, or data, because data is not expensive. So, but the point is that you get to experience romance in a way where you've never seen. I have people around me who have interracial marriages, and sometimes when I just observe them, I'm like, wow, they are really starving us in Nigeria. Oh, I'm sorry, but they are really starving us. I know not everybody falls into that category in Nigeria. Some were raised softly and they tend to be more romantic, but majority of us, so when you do the romance, we're like, guy, if I give you slap. So no shades on Nigeria. If I'm shading Nigeria, I'm shading myself, and it's just the truth. It's not a shade, it's the fact. So, but you get to experience romance or romantic gesture, and that will turn your head. Now, no. Hold on. I can see, hey, brother, Philip, hold on. Before you start packing your
We
bag
don't
and
know
say
why
I'm
it's
traveling
going
abroad
on.
to go and experience romance, let me now give you the bad side of things so that you will weigh your options. The first thing that is a big issue, especially in Canada, because that's where I am based. The first thing is distance. Oh God. One thing I know is the United States and also Canada. I know distance is one of the major issues that you are going to face in the dating scene, because most times, not every time you are going to be lucky to find someone around your place, your location, your residence. Oftentimes the people you tend to meet are distance apart, and the distance difference, you can be, like, for instance, in Canada, you can be in the same province and still be traveling to go see your partner in the same province. That's how serious it is. Like, from one city to another city, you can be on the road for 2 hours driving your car. So imagine you don't have a car. So that's part of the frustration that new immigrants experience. Not having a car is a big one, because you are at the mercy of the public transport system, which sometimes can mess up your plan. So distance is one of the most frustrating. Imagine, like I said, most people who grow up in Western countries like that tend to want to experience romance, and also reaching out to you, "Oh, babe, can you come over?" And you're like, coming over, you have to plan your journey, because you are literally traveling within your state, within your your province. You are traveling to see your partner. So it's a lot, and it requires a lot. So imagine you are in the same country yet experiencing distance relationship. So you have to consider those things. Number two is another banger. That is the work schedule. Oh God. Oh no. Work over here is like the you I don't even know how to explain it. I know not everybody lives this life. I know, thank God, the remote job is gaining ground, and a lot of people are now beginning to look into that aspect. But not a lot of people are privileged to get a job offer that will give you a privilege to work from home. So at least the beginning, the first phase of relocating, immigrating to a new country, most times they get to do the menial jobs and all those things, and it's time consuming. It's time, and most time the shifts also. So before you can say you want to go see your partner, you are weird off. So most times these things could also serve as a trigger in your relationship. Another big one is the paper struggle question, because not every immigrant are done processing their papers. Some came in as students, some came in through work permit, and so on and so forth. So a lot of people are still trying to file for permanent residency, citizenship, and so on. And most people will, when they tend to come around and they figure out, oh, you are still trying to get your papers done, it could be a turn off for them, because they want to be sure. Now they are not too sure if you really are in love with them, or you are there just for the papers. And it happens. So it's understandable when you experience such. Another bad side is the language and accent barriers. Although this isn't too serious. I remember speaking to someone and I was like, "How did you guys get to really understand yourself when you first met?" And I think the wife said she had to play his voice notes. Maybe when he sends a voice note, she has to play his voice note in slow motion, slow version, just to be able to pick his English, just to be able to understand. But the good side of this is that you will, over time, you get to get familiar with the language. It's just a matter of time. But the beginning or the initial stage of the relationship, coming from different backgrounds and different accents and languages, would actually kind of be cringe on that relationship. Even sometimes it's not even about the accent, it's also about the concept. For instance, in Nigeria, there are some slangs we use to, raise a babe. If you go and use that slang on maybe a UK babe, she's just going to be like, "Guy, What are you saying? It's just like a generation. There was a generation where saying you are the sugar in my tea meant a lot for them. But right now, if you go and use that on an average lady, they'll just be like, "Are you okay? Sugar in whose tea? Who wants to dissolve and be taken into this?" Warn yourself. Warn yourself. All these struggles make dating harder. But don't worry, I have the secret survival guide for you. How do you navigate and build a solid relationship as a new immigrant? Number one is you have to be intentional about your social life. You can't just keep going to work every day and not try to mingle. Sometimes go out, network, go for events, go for parties, go to church, associate yourself with people. I would also advise that you go to places where you can find like-minded people. So if you are not a type who appreciates clubbing, going to a club to find a partner is going to be the biggest mistake you will make, because the kinds of people you will meet in the club will be against your person. But if you are a type where you feel clubbing is what you want to do, you love clubbing, you will meet a lot of your partners there because they also will be able to vibe with your flow. So go to places where you will meet like-minded people, but do not just lock yourself indoor or just keep going to work and like you want to kill yourself. Guy, take it slow. Associate, mingle, and network. Number two, communicate clearly. This is a very big one because most times people, like I said, most times coming from a place where you have not been taught proper communication can be a big deal for you when you immigrate to countries like Canada, the United States, or the United Kingdom. So you have to learn to communicate clearly. Be clear with your terms. If you like someone, let them know. If you want something real, something deep, let them know. If you don't feel the vibe, be true. You don't need to ghost the person. It's very important you are clear with your communication so that there will be no assumptions in between. Number three, friendship over romance. This one is my biggest take. Friendship over romance. Yeah, I know I say a lot that love is a universal language. That is true. But however, friendship is the alphabet of love. So in other words, there is no love, romantic love, without proper friendship. So you have to invest in friendship, because one of the biggest mistakes most immigrants make is out of boredom, loneliness, and a lot. They tend to want to just get a partner and no. You are bound to make mistakes doing that. So you have to focus more on building friendship over romance, because it is the connection you build over time that now can graduate to friendship, to romance. So you have to focus on friendship. In short, I feel like most people tend to be more comfortable when your first approach is friendship than when your first approach is just romance. No. A lot of people feel more comfortable. So go every time you meet people, before you think, when you meet a lady, you meet a guy, before you think, oh, I found my husband, I found my wife, think I found a friend. When you build that connection, trust me, you will value that more than any romance can give you. All right. So to the next point, take your time and be open-minded. Don't rush. Like I said, you don't go into a relationship because you are bored or because you are lonely. It's going to be a disaster. So take your time. Do not rush. And the last but not the least is keep your standard high. Hear me. This is a very serious one for most people, especially new immigrants. You have to keep a very healthy standard and keep it high. I'm not saying you should over exaggerate your standard. I'm not saying you should put yourself in a pedestal beyond what you should be. However, that you are an immigrant does not mean you are less of a valuable person. So, but the moment, that's why I said you have to be patient. The moment your first approach is, how will I go about this? I'm new here. I don't know anything. See, guy, you will mess up yourself and you will tend to put yourself at the mercies of people. That is why I really do not support so much of all this rushing into relationship because of papers. Because when you do that, you are at the mercy of the person. You are the mercy, literally. Now, I know it's easy for me to say because of some things, but however, I understand that some people's cases are unique. But please build a connection and value each other. Make sure the value is there over just one person being at the mercy of the other person. So make sure you maintain your standard. Even if you are trying to get your papers done and the person wants to make you feel less of yourself, guy, there are many people who would openly want to help you. That is just by the way. So, but keep your standard high and don't go less of who you are. Remember, stay real. All right, guys, it's your turn. So what's your experience as a new immigrant? Have you found love yet, or you are still searching? Drop your stories in the comments. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please like this video. I know we are growing. We are a growing channel, but please, your likes will do a lot for us. So like this video and also share. Help us share. See, I'm begging. I'm not proud. Help us share and subscribe. If you just watch this video and you have not subscribed, you are not doing well for us. So because we have a lot of fun videos, fun content that will be coming here, and also educative vibes flow. See, you will enjoy here because we are building a community. So please help us push this platform to reach the height, the height it ought to reach. Thank you so much. I know you're going to do that. Like, share, and subscribe. See you in my next video. Peace.